right? Like Russ does a great job at this at times. You see him, he may throw some turnovers and be a little careless, but for the most part, he's great at doing this. Get into the paint, drawing help, and then finding the passing lane to get it to the player that's now open from the player that stepped up on the help, right? So regardless, whatever way he has to get the ball there, he's able to find a way to get it there. And that's something y'all really could learn a lot from. Pete right here, Russ. Russ be getting so much slack, right? For maybe trying to force something, getting so many turnovers, but the turnovers don't even be his fault. It'd be a lot of shit like this, right? Where the teammate may just not be ready to catch the ball. Now he ended up getting the turnover. So like in a situation like this, he getting here and making this cut. He's cutting and not even looking to catch the rock. That's the turnover that goes on Russ's books, but it's because his teammate. Oh, that's great angles. It's all in the shoulders. Tween skip. Gets that shoulder low. Watch what he's about to do with the shoulder as soon as he gets it past. Hooks it right past the hip. So now it just impedes the motion of the player that's trying to recover and the player that he got past. It gets him right to the rim. So he can't even jump to the rim to block the shot. He's only jumping to the outside. Peep that call out though. Cut the floor. Really listen right here. Listen to Mo Bamba. You heard that call out? He cut across the floor, got the attention of the big who was now got back first on defense to protect the paint, and that big ended up forgetting about the person he has to pick up on just by him cutting the floor. So Mo Bamba makes that call out, finds him, easy layup. Open your voice if you want to get the rock. Your teammate just may not know you're open because they only got two eyes, and that's in the front of their body. It's not they can see behind them at times. When you look at Kobe, for example, when he played with Shaq, he was great at doing this exactly right here. Getting in the paint, drawing help, jumping the pass, and getting it down there, right? But this is where Russ could steal a trick out of Kobe's book and be just as effective in these same scenarios. Where he gets here, and you got to make your priority in the air when you throw this pass to literally hit that player in their chest. Because if you get into their chest, at that point, it's all up to them to make that catch. And it's hard for them not to make that catch. It's right in your chest. So that should literally be your target every single time you go into the air. Making sure you get that ball up. And making sure you also get it around enough. You really extend your arms out and find their chest and really throw that ball dead center right here as much as you can. Damn, you hate those. Communication was even there. Look at Russ, right? Start Russ. Calls out the screen, but look at IT, right? They're making a switch. IT is underneath the person making the screen. So what this allows D'Anthony Melton to hide behind it, and IT has to go around it in order for him to get a contest. And he's already, what, 5'9"? And so that he could barely even see that hand anyways. So especially for a play like IT, right? They're getting to a horn set, something like this. He may just have to get in position even earlier, just so he could be able to get in front of the ball and be able to prevent that shot from even happening. So that's just tough right there. Right? On the switch, they stepping up late. You know what I'm saying? They switching back. They not switching up. They need to get in position early. If you know you're going to switch like all these ball screens, right? And you know you're going to switch them. This player guarding the screener has to not just be on that bottom shoulder. They have to really get to that top shoulder and stay on that side. So as soon as they come off that side of the screen, you can switch up into them and they can't hide behind it. Sometimes you just got to pull the trigger back on some lob passes. You set that screen, you get the switch, right? Russ is now on Mo Bamba, right? Melton doesn't want to attack this himself. He wants to get it to Mo. So he's going to throw this lob pass. That's just way too long. Help has all the time in the world to go get it. But even on most part, you got to also want to go get it more than they want to go get it, right? So look at Mo's efforts essentially prior to. Because if he really wanted to get the rock, he'll do his work, right? He'll clear people out, make sure there's a lane, prevent some players from being able to jump, make that space, and really get in the air for it. But I know you get much higher than that. You stand on the floor trying to reach for that. IT just wanted it more than he did. But now, another component, right? We can't see on the camera, right? But how much is IT already helping in, right? And instead of throwing this lob, can you throw a skip? You got 8 seconds on the clock, like you just heard. Could we go swing, swing? Then you got a long close out to the corner. I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that's unknown right now just because of the angles that we see. Look, this was when Russ was cooked, right? Look at the angles that D'Anthony Melton has, right? So the second that he makes a move like that, it's going to make Russ want to open straight up, right? So look, on top of that, calls up for the screen, relaxes as well, knows he has that gap. Russ is even looking. Russ's eyes are not even on what's going on with the ball. So the second D'Anthony Melton takes his push cross, Russ is going to be like, oh shit, I got to beat him to the spot. What does D'Anthony Melton do? Stop, step back, get into space, and Russ even trying to jump out. That's not no hand. He got his bucket. So that deception right there from D'Anthony Melton to say, all right, let me show him the screen right here. And then boom, instead of doing that, use the angles that he has to be able to go and attack. I'm going to keep saying this, bro. The goal of the screen is not to hit the player that's guarding the ball. It's to do this exactly right here, whether you hit him or not. To get them behind the ball handler. Because now this is putting so much pressure on this big right here to do this. Guard 2. Do I take away the ball or do I take away the roll? I have to make a decision. If they make the decision to take away the roll, I'm getting my float, or I'm getting my midi, whatever it may be, or help comes over, I'm hitting a dime. I'm swinging it over. Or if they decide to step up on me and take away the ball, I'm throwing the lob, and if not the lob, you got tagged from the other corner, I'm throwing to that corner. So you got to realize that when it comes down to pick and rolls, man. Does Gary Trent go max speed once this entire possession? Or does he even get close? Right? Has a ball screen coming up. Change of pace. All that deceive the defender that's guarding him to go on the other side of the screen and jump out. Now he gets back left. Sees the roll occur. Timely drive. Once the big gets down into the lane, makes that middle open, and he just finds gaps and he's able to get to his ankles. You don't need to play at your max speed every single time you get the ball or when you're trying to get places. It's all about timely finding those angles, finding those gaps, and getting there when they're available. Uncomfortable. Adapts to uncomfortable. Ain't gonna be a hey. I can promise you this. You'll get into a practice, right? And you'll never work on this in your individual workout or some shit like that, right? You'll never do it, right? But that's the beauty of playing in games, is that you'll never know what can happen. And so as a player, you just gotta always be ready. You always gotta make sure that strap is ready to get is aimed, is ready to get loaded and shot. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta really prepare yourself in your workouts to shoot at any given time. And I'm not saying you just go and start shooting some crazy shots, right? But you more so learn the concept of shooting and getting your base, so that once you get your base, you have your balance, you get back into your same shot. So regardless of the footwork that you get, every single time you get in an uncomfortable situation, you're going to resort to those same concepts that have laid the base and the fundamentals for you to shoot a jump shot. You should know damn well he was going to drive that the whole time. Why? Scottie is a right-handed player. He's a right-handed player with a right foot pivot. You're not shooting this off a right foot pivot. And on top of the fact, he can't shoot as a player. So no need to even be worried about anything going on up there. Just wait for the drive. Don't even bite out on nothing. Give him a mean-ass gap and play positioning, play spots. Right? And then now he kind of gets fooled on that jab. Give him even more space so you can be prepared to cut him off and go in either direction. It don't matter. Now he gets here across the lane, gets that little running hook, floater shit he be doing. Realize how he changed gears. Ball screen comes up, sets this, stays in the pocket for a second, but as soon as he makes this catch, 2 hard strides to get into that gap and get to the rim. Draws a foul. That's a hard roll. It's not like you have to set that screen, and as soon as you set the screen, you just start sprinting. You got to make sure you keep yourself in the pocket. And once you keep yourself in the pocket, you get the pass, then you can be able to enter those even forceful, intentful strides where you're really like almost sprinting. And then also make sure at the same time you're actually getting your head turned to see if that gap is still open. If it's not, the help comes all the way over, pass it up, and make sure you're also in control when you're taking those strides as well. Still go as fast as you can while being controlled. Because if you're out of control, the player will just close up the gap and get a charge. Look, ball handler's point of view, right? Getting here. Screeners are also perspective. Hitting on the screen, making them get behind, right? But now from the defender, let's watch the defender, right? He almost gets put in jail, but he navigates himself right to circle back around in front of the ball handler so he could actually be playing defense and be in a position to try to prevent something, right? But now back to the ball handler. He now gets towards this baseline and attracts the attention of the big who is guarding the big, the person who set the screen. And so getting there, which the big shouldn't have stepped up on the fact that since he got down there towards that baseline, he has no backboard angle if he wanted to shoot that. So that's literally like a hook shot or runner going towards that corner with no angle on the backboard. That's a tough shot to hit. But now at this point, he just gets up since he got the attention of the big, dumps it down to his teammate, and gets that easy dunk. That's game time, 7-6. He better hit this free throw. Is he gonna hit it? And he hits the free throw, man. That's why you always gotta make sure each workout between spots, get your daily dose of free throws. Hey, look, bro. This is where he was cooked. Watch D'Anthony Melton. D'Anthony Melton. His defender picks him up denying at half court like he's Stephen Curry. This is D'Anthony Melton, not Stephen Curry. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna backdoor you. I don't even need to set nothing up. I'm gonna just sprint, because now you have to open up and be able to take away this gap. But guess what? You're not gonna be able to take away this gap, right? Threads the needle, easy to no help. Ball was at the top, so none of the players from the corners were playing help. So it was just the easy backdoor. Way to find it. That's a great dime. Look how quick this read by Noel is, right? Right. Boucher gets that switch. Backdoor. Great backdoor, because his defender decided to get his eyes stuck on the ball and lose sight of who he was guarding himself, right? So boom, Noel gets this. Eyes go straight up. Help comes over. He knows damn well he's not going to get this shit over Mo Bamba. So immediately he goes to, where could I get the ball to, right? And that's the player down here on this baseline. Great job by the big as well to dive into that pass and not just stand there and wait for it. Gets that dunk. A lot of missed possessions going on. You got to slow the pace down. No opportunities, right? But this is the whole deception and setup for what's about to happen here, right? You see Noel in that corner, pointing to somebody at the top, telling him to swing it over, get into some sort of action, right? And so him also looking at Noel to see, all right, what should I do? All right. Tells Bamba he may pass this up or he may attack, but he just knows he's not on full-on attack mode. And with all this gap, he can still be able to get to his spots, right? In and out. Opens Mo Bamba up. Let me get to my spot. Easy lay.